government in house, the killing of the tax, the killing and the rape, decided to a max, my people listen up, the government collapse, we working every day, I think I'm in the way.
Yes, my dear people. Comrades, God is on our side. God is on our side. And we are going to win the next general elections. Labour is going to win the next general elections. So when they talk about victimization, they will not be in government to victimize you. My dear people, tonight we are here to endorse the candidacy of Comrade Asset Michael, a great young man. Let's hear it for Comrade Asset Michael. Comrades, Asset Michael is like my blood brother. As you know, we did not start on a good note, but today we have an inseparable bond of friendship. And I want to tell you that the partnership between Gaston Brown and Asset Michael is unbeatable. We have fought many fights inside and outside of the Antigua Labour Party, and we're still standing undefeated. And I want to say to you that come March 12th, 2009, Asset Michael will be returned as a representative for St. Peter. There is no doubt that Asset Michael has made a fundamental difference in the lives of the people of this constituency. Even in opposition, his contributions are greater than those of John Messiah, who is in government. And I guarantee you that this time around, Asset Michael will beat John Messiah by at least 2-1. So, my dear people of St. Peter in particular, I call upon you to continue to stand firm with the great young man, Asset Michael. A young man of extreme competence, a hard worker, the action man, the man who delivers, Comrade Asset Michael. Comrades, tonight I wish to share with you a few of our manifesto promises. And I want to say just a few, because you know the UPP, they are waiting to come. Up to now, they have not written the manifesto. And I want to say to you that they're going to try and come. So I'm going to give them a few issues to come. When we win the next general elections, my dear people, we will eliminate personal income tax, and we will put $50 million back into the pockets of the ordinary citizens of this country. They can't cut the one because they don't care about you. Comrades, when we win the next general elections, we will wipe off all arrears and electricity bills that are more than 90 days old. Let's hear it for the great institution, man. When we win the next general elections, we will reduce the cost of electricity in this country by at least 15%. Let's hear it for everyone. When we win the next general elections, we will build 500 homes in 500 days. Let's hear it forever. When we win the next general elections, we will establish the University of Antigua and Barbuda so that you can get your degree right here in Antigua. Let's hear it forever. What do you say? Don't tell them anymore? Okay, I will stop. But I guarantee you, my dear comrades, that come Thursday, after Deliverance March on Thursday, we will launch our manifesto and we will give you the full details. So make sure this Thursday that you mark it on your calendar. And it is very important, my dear comrades, for you to come out in your numbers at Thursday's march. Because Thursday's march is a deliverance march. A deliverance march to deliver the people of this country from high taxes, high cost of living, unprecedented levels of crime and violence in this country. My dear people, the next general elections will be a very important event. And I want to say to you that you cannot afford to take anything for granted. You have to make sure that the next general elections that you vote wisely. You have to make sure that you vote for the institution that has the competence and the commitment to restore peace and prosperity to our beautiful Twin Island state. And I say to you tonight, that is the Antigua Labour Party that has the competence, that proven track record to deliver good value to the people of this country. It is the Antigua Labour Party that has the commitment and the competence to restore peace and prosperity to all Antiguans and Barbudans. So I want you to understand that when you mark your X for candidate of the Antigua Labour Party, you'll be doing so in your own interest, and certainly in your children's interest and in our country's interest. So do not become involved in the rhetoric, the lies and deception of the UPP. The reality is, they duped the people of this country in 2004. They betrayed the trust of the people of this country, and we cannot allow them to dupe the people again. They fooled you once. You cannot allow the members of the UPP to fool you twice. We have a recent situation in which we went to Parliament a few days ago, in which the UPP has sought to score cheap political points on a national strategy. That is this Sir Alan Stanford issue, in which they went and they acquired 250 acres of land, but they have not told the people of this country the implications of that decision. And let me make it abundantly clear that when we win the next general elections, we will make sure that all stakeholders in the Stanford assets, all Antiguans and Barbudans who are stakeholders, the employees at Stanford, group of companies, suppliers, and other stakeholders, that their interests are protected. And I say to you tonight, we will do so without prejudicing the position of this country. And what the UPP has done, they have converted fixed assets totaling in the region of 500 million, perhaps as much as $1 billion, into a receivable which the government of Antigua and Barbuda will be called upon to pay. And out of that $500 million, and that is the minimum figure, out of that $500 million, only about $10 million will go to the people of this country. So it means, therefore, that they will be acquiring these assets in order to find nearly $500 million in cash to pay to creditors outside of this country. And the thing about it, they're acquiring these assets at market value when they could be picked up maybe a few weeks or a few months from now at a distress sale. And I want to say to you, that is incompetent governance. It shows very clearly that all the UPP members are concerned about is to score cheap political points. But we say to you that when we win the next general elections, we will provide you with competent governance. And we will make sure that the interests of all the Stanford employees and the other stakeholders are protected without creating a liability for this country. And don't let them fool you. When they say to you that they have no relationship with Stanford, that's a lie. The reality is, since we lost the elections in 2004, the UPP, they have actually embraced Stanford. Errol Court, his law firm, Court and Court, or Court and Associates, they are the attorneys for Stanford. And my dear people, every single year for the last 5 years, Court and Associates collected $800,000 a year for the last 5 years in this country from R. Allen Stanford as retainer fees. So when they come to you and they say to you that they knew nothing about the acquisition of the assets of Asian Village, that is the Guyana Island and surrounding lands, that's a lie. Because at the end of the day, it is Errol Court who advised Stanford to purchase the shares of that company, with the understanding that if they win the next general elections, that they would have given him the green light to develop that property. So on the one hand, they're telling the supporters that they have nothing to do with Stanford. But on the other hand, they are meeting secretly with him and cutting all sorts of deals. In fact, it is the same Stanford group who put together the management team that is presently managing a hospital. John McGinley met at least a dozen times. Let me repeat that.